Okay, so we're gonna make the return for the intake back to the rad. I got this capped off. That's where it used to go in back in the day, but fuel pump stuff's in the way now, so we're gonna move it to this side. And then on this, I've already blocked one off. I'm gonna block this side off. So we're gonna feed through, the block is full filled. So we're gonna feed through the heads. No water's going in the block. We're also gonna feed in between the center two ports because the Siamese cylinders on the center exhaust ports. So then we're gonna feed through the cylinder head, and then the only exit is gonna be up through these, which are tied together here, move their way up here, and then normally this would also be tied together so the head would feed back up in here. But we want it going through the whole head, so we're gonna pump it in through the front of the heads. It's gonna make its way to the back, come back up, and then these will be blocked so it can't go back into the head, and then it'll exit here. Back to the rad, down the rad, through the pump, back into the heads. Kind of mark this out so the distributor's not in the way. So, drill some holes, open that up, weld that on. Now because that little step that we made, drop it in, it's gonna sit there. Let's make a weld around. You don't have to worry about it falling in. You're trying to hold it. Because this is my first tall deck, small block Chevy, there's gonna be a few different things that we'll run into. So, you see here, straight in. This intake is sitting flat right now, this lower intake, and this gap is pretty much 1/4 of an inch on both sides. So this deck is about 1/4 inch higher. So this is gonna move the cylinder head up, and because it's on an angle, it's moving it further away too. But, so we're gonna have to make some spacers for this. For the lower intake. And after thinking about my stacked gaskets from my nitrous setup, I don't think the boost will be happy with that setup. Okay, so we got 8 plates. One plate for each port. What we have to do is transfer these ports onto here so we know where the ports go. So that's going to be the first challenge.
has a piece of cardboard cut out. We're gonna lay it over the ports. When the silicone's dry, we pull this off. This will stay stuck to it, and then we could mark out our ports. It'll give us a pretty damn close estimate, unless this moved around a little bit, but all the bolt holes seem to be lined up where they poked through. So once that's off, we'll flip it, we'll mark our stuff out, start porting. We won't do it finished size to this. We'll be able to put it on, and we'll actually be able to check through here once we get up to finished size, but it's a quick little easy way to transfer. Been working on idea here, and it seems to be working out. So I have this little bit. It's just a wood bit in the router. I think it's 1/8 inch-ish. And I have these gaskets that were off of a vehicle that I saved. And they fit around my intake ports pretty nice. So all I did was I marked out around in the bluing, and I'm just going to hand bomb these, cut it to a depth that the O-ring sits in there. I already did 2 just in case that it didn't turn out, then I wouldn't have to show you guys. I would have just welded this up and moved on with my life, but I think it's going to work. So